Adria Vizi Holub. I just listened to part 2 of the video, Recovery from Scientology and Other Authoritarian Cults, on John Atac's channel. My question is not on the main topic, but on a rabbit trail you both went on. Given the current situation in U.S. politics, which is ridiculous, but it is what it is, what types of practical action could average, non-wealthy people, and maybe even disabled people, engage in to effect positive change in the systems that govern the United States? How can we move the laws and systems that affect us toward kindness, science, education, etc.? It seems impossible given voter suppression, big money lobbying, and other significant hurdles. Thanks for asking me this. Now, this is something I've been given a lot of thought to because I've also felt similarly like, am I doing enough? Is talking to you guys a thing? Is that even activism? What else could I do? What should people do? What could I advise people to do? And I think it really comes down to this, okay? The federal government is beyond any of us. It's this huge bureaucracy that employs millions of Americans. It is ridiculously, obtusely huge and misstructured, it's just this. It's a bureaucracy, and it's a bureaucracy for for this huge world, international, encompassing superpower. There's a lot going on. No one of us can or should ever feel that we're in a position where it's us against that, because we'll lose every time. We'll get crushed like a little ant under, Shaq's shoe. So that doesn't work. What does work is when we are speaking in unison, when we are together, many voices, right? E pluribus unum, from many one. That's what, kind of built this country. And that principle is that together we are stronger than divided. And so when it comes to advice I can give to anybody out there who wants to get more involved in changing things, there's 2 things that I have to say on that. One, if you're really serious about implementing change at any level, for any reason, it's commitment. It's not a part-time activity. It's not something that you do sort of. It's if you really want to enact change, you're going to have to really put your nose to the grindstone about it, because your energy is the thing that's going to meet up against the energy of other people who don't want what you want and are actively pursuing an agenda that is not your agenda. So you're going to have to invest the same or more energy, and that's where multiple, people come into play. And this is where, maybe your knack for all of this is riling up other people. Talking to other people, convincing, selling other people, whatever, getting other people on board. Or maybe your thing is you're in the back room and you work on stuffing envelopes or something. Obviously, I'm sitting here talking about volunteering, about stepping up, about doing something with a group that probably already exists, finding your group, and just joining up and getting involved somehow. And it doesn't mean, when I say full-time, I don't mean like you have to sacrifice everything and your whole life goes into it. But I mean, you've got to be committed. It can't be 10 minutes a week. That's not going to get anything done. So stepping up, joining a group of some kind is probably the most effective thing you as an individual could do. Now, what group do you join? Well, this is where you have to pick your battle, because the other thing about taking on the government is you're talking about trying to change a multiplicity of topics that involve hundreds, thousands, maybe millions of people, if you're going to talk about something like education or some general sort of thing like science. You're talking about something that millions of people are involved in. Your tiny little voice is really just a drop in the ocean. So again, you want to get your voice on board with the cause that you're most passionate about, that you care the most about. You got to pick your battles, because you can't disperse across lots and lots and lots of things and expect to be effective at any of them. This was something I put a lot of thought into as far as like picking my battles, right? Originally it was just Scientology. Now it's broadened into, destructive cults in general, manipulation, propaganda. I think that's my real enemy as far as I'm concerned, is harmful or abusive or unknowing manipulation of people. I really have a thing on that. So that's kind of my niche, right? It's still pretty niche. In the big wide world, there's only so much attention focused on that topic, but that's for me, that's my hot topic. I'm all about that. And the other things I get involved in, or that I get, keen or interested in, are either avenues off of that or whole different subjects. And when I forayed into those, people weren't so interested in what I had to say about them. I got into movie reviews for a while. Love movies, love doing movie reviews, but nobody really cared. Not really. So I stopped because it wasn't something that people were particularly interested in me talking or, being or hearing from me about. So that's not my thing. That's no longer my thing that I'm going after, or my topic, right? You can do more than one thing at once, but it depends. You have to temper it all with, how effective are you going to be at what you're doing. So anyway, I think I'm making my point. I'm probably over making it, but I think those are the two key things to think about. And once you have answers to those questions, what are you passionate about specifically? What specific topic are you going to go all in on and be okay with that? Because that's, how you're going to get effective. And then what group should I be part of? Or if I have to create it from scratch, fine. But really look out there, because there's a lot of people doing a lot of stuff out there that I've certainly been surprised many, many times to find out that there are activists living 3 doors down from me who are all about some topic that I'm, marginally interested in. I'm like, wow, that's cool. You're all about that. And I didn't even know such a thing existed. So anyway, that's my answer to that question. Thanks for asking.